Hello and welcome to episode 98 of Draft Offsides. I'm with Tico Nenzo. My name is Keith, and we are officially dropping our first round of rankings. All right, should we go into the final section?
Okay.
Section 49, we have Mikkel Damsgaard. I think that has a lot to do with Tico rating him at 89. So Enzo and I both have him at 31. What is that, Tico? Talk to me. This is Brentford concerns?
Exactly. He had 10 assists, and with Mbomo leaving or on the way out. So to me, it's kind of one of those things like who's he going to be scoring to, passing it to? And it was his first year where he had like an amazing year. So it's one of those things that he's going to be able to replicate it. And I just in the fifth round, I think there's better options.
Okay. I'm just curious. I'm going to ask again. What's his ghost points per start?
Damsgaard's, let's look right now. The two A's or no, TAMS?
One AMS.
Points per start, 10.3. Ghost points per start, 7.8. So his WAR is 1.13. 10.3 is not like phenomenal, but it's still pretty good. I mean, like the names around him in ghost points per start is like Virgil van Dijk, Raul Jimenez, Nathan Collins, Josko Vardiol, Chris Wood, Martin Odegaard.
But he only did it in one season. He didn't do it in a season and a half. So
he's been in the league for 3 years and he's only had one good year. Whereas Muniz has been a year and a half, and both years he's had very good numbers.
Damsgaard's also been injured the year before that. So yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
The year before he played 23 and 26 games, he couldn't even become a permanent starter.
You're right.
So the minutes have been there, the opportunities have been there. He just hasn't produced.
You're right.
Of course, look.
All right, let's move on. This is getting petty. 34 starts for Damsgaard this year.
Lovely.
Jeremy Frimpong, 44, 62, 44. Enzo, you haven't ranked the lowest. Is that just your general disdain for defenders?
Well, that and uncertainty. I know he's going to Liverpool, which is a good team, but he did like Arnie Slot. I know in my head it makes sense that he's going to have Kirkes and Frimpong going down the wings, but is he going to change his formation, or is one of them going to slide into a back three while the other one goes up? I don't know. There's uncertainty there for me for Frimpong. First season in the league, I'm not sure.
All right, what about Raul Jimenez? Tico and I love him. Enzo, you seem to like him as well. I think in the fifth round as like a forward 2, it's pretty darn good value.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
What about Martinelli? That's a big question mark. Do you I dropped him down after the Madueke news. I think we've all kind of dropped him down. I think like when we first started doing our rankings, he was hard for all of us at one point.
Yeah, because he was a nailed-in star. Now there's just question marks, right, Tico? Like we don't think you're not sure if he's going to start every game, and I think we said it with a few players. It's their position to lose.
I mean, for Raul Jimenez, last year I don't think he started off as the starter. It was Muniz, and then Muniz was not able to produce, and Jimenez took over. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry, Martinelli. Yeah, I don't care about Martinelli at all. Sorry. I was just looking at it because when we talked about Jimenez, I pulled him up. I was like, kind of going through his game log. But no, Martinelli, to me, it's a player. It's not really worth it. Never was too high on him. And I think he's just going to get less and less playing time. I'd rather draft Madueke in the hopes of if he plays on the left than Martinelli.
So Martinelli, let's see right here. I think his points per start were not as bad as people.
I think last year was better than the year before. But I think just with the players coming in and the rotation, it's also a frustrating player to watch, man.
He is a very frustrating player to watch. I wouldn't recommend, if you have him, I wouldn't recommend like watching those games.
Like just look up and you'll have like 5 assists.
That's it. Just look up.
And his points per start was 11.1. He had 7.2 ghost points per start, which obviously isn't as great. But 11.1 is like not
terrible.
That's not terrible. And I think the only concern is if he's going to get minutes taken away, because he started 25 games, which again it's good, not great, right? Like you're not mad at 25 starts.
No,
you're not mad, but it's the fact that he's a starter and he got benched because he was not playing well. So that's always going to be there if he starts like having a couple of bad games in a row.
Yeah, and I also think like they brought in someone else too. That to me is the biggest red flag for him. What do you think?
And they're also not done making moves. Looks like they're going to bring in someone else.
Potentially. All right, Rodri. I have Rodri ranked the worst out of the three of us.
Is it because you spent 50 fab on him and then he got injured on you?
Might play a slight role.
Like he's gonna start every game.
My concern is he came on in the Club World Cup and he got injured again.
He didn't get injured. That was just
he tweaked. He got tweaked. He came off.
It's match fitness. He's fine.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm just a little leery of it, and like he, like coming off an injury like that, like I think it's gonna take him a little bit of time, and I'm just not super excited about it. Okay, Enzo, you got to answer for this one. Kai Havertz.
They haven't signed a striker yet, have they?
They haven't signed a striker yet.
They haven't signed a striker.
Even without a striker that's ranked so high. Even without a striker, that is like even if
he will start every game if they don't have a striker. He got injured. He would have been. He was their top goal scorer last season, and he only played half the season.
And even if he starts every game as a striker, he still should be ranked 21.
He's ranked 21. Third round. Early.
If they don't sign any single striker, I would drop him considerably. I don't think he'd get to 21 for me. And that's what Higo's saying. Like if they start the season without a striker, maybe he's in like the mid to late 20s for me.
Okay, that's not.
But I don't think I'd ever see him. I think if you want Kai Havertz, you're gonna have to draft him there. Have you guys seen the photos of him? Like what he looks like right now?
Oh, he's fucking jacked up.
He's so freaking huge. He's swole. He's like a middle schooler who found the gym for the first time.
He's looking like Fernando Torres after he retired.
That's true, but he isn't retired. I wonder how he's gonna like be able to run.
He doesn't need to. He's gonna bulldoze to these motherfuckers.
He was never the fastest guy. No, to be honest with you.
So now he's gonna be able to get headers and bully in the fucking 6-yard box.
I literally think he's gonna like. If he's gonna get out on the field and start trying to run and just like start and fall over and just start rolling.
We'll see.
Okay, Ryan Adnori, 43. I'm 38. Enzo 57. Tico 35. To me, this represents like a pretty good value. Like I'm liking Ryan Adnori here. I think the concern is rotation, but when you look at how they were playing, I thought they looked so good. Like when like in the way he play, how high up the field he's playing, how involved in the attack he's getting. I think it's like juicy.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I like Nori this season. I hope I can get him in this early in the rounds if you can.
57th?
43rd.
Pedro Porro, I have him ranked 28th. You guys both have him closer to like the 5th or the 6th. What am I missing?
He's one of the Angers players where he got full fucking permission to just run up the field and forget about defense. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to do that with Thomas Frank. I
think he's just a new manager. Yeah,
I think he's gonna have to play defense. Manager?
That's the concern. His new manager. Yeah, I guess he's like, but I think he did well enough that Thomas Frank is gonna kind of unlock, like let him kind of do that. Like, why would you stop someone who like that was one of the bright spots of Tottenham last year? I think.
Well, yeah, but if it doesn't match his tactics, like
he had Thomas Frank had Coyote running up the field quite a bit last year. He definitely like has that in him. And I also think Thomas Frank is pretty versatile and is going to try and do what his tactics is going to be to get the most out of the players he has.
Yeah.
And I mean, Pedro Porro, when you looked like a lot of those metric stuff, like his ghost points per start was like crazy. Like his I think it's 12.2 ghost points per start, although his points per start was 11.8. So he's another one of those guys that suffers from just the amount of goals conceded hurting him. His WAR 1.41, which is really good. That's like elite level WAR. His goals, assists, clean sheets is only 28%. So it's not like he was getting tons of points from goals, clean sheets. He was getting a lot of ghost points. I don't know.
You gotta hope that Tottenham won't let in that many goals that season. Like we let in a fucking shit ton of goals last season.
And only 6 clean sheets, so you would think that number's gonna go up.
You would think
more points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm not even thinking clean sheets. I'm thinking just.
Am I talking you into lowering them? Or you guys pretty firm on your?
I think we should meet somewhere in between. I think 28 is too low and 54 is too high. So let's meet like at 30 something.
That's fair. 4th round or something. Okay, Son, I think we're just in a holding pattern on, right? And we're
Mhm.
all just kind of like, he's not super exciting to draft, and I'd be very alarmed about until we get some clarity about what's going on with Tottenham. And we'll probably see that in the friendlies. And so they've started already playing friendlies?
Yeah, they started playing friendlies and he got taken off early. He didn't look happy about it.
He started.
Yeah, he didn't look happy about it. They took him off.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm avoiding all the like the Tottenham players in this area.
Whoa!
Like I'm not really feeling Son. Like James Madison to me, I know Tika, I know you're a big fan of his, but like I don't really feel super comfortable drafting him just given just the uncertainty. I think Kudus is a little bit different just because
He's looked good, man.
He's looked good, and also he's like they just signed him. He's like the big exciting signing. But then like Kulusevski too at 32. Like I have him I moved him up to 43. I was really like those comments we were talking about last night in our chat, like Thomas Frank's like, oh, he's definitely not going to start week 1.
Yeah.
That to me isn't like, oh, he's not going to start week 1, but he could maybe start week 2.
Red
like,
flag.
I think that's more like he's definitely not going to start week 1 because he's definitely not going to be healthy by then, and which makes me think like it might be a while before he's healthy.
Yeah, I might have to flip him because I didn't change it once I heard he wanted to start the first game. Because that's a red flag.
Tika, what do you think?
No, I mean, it's just the first game. Obviously, like, you don't want to hear that, but I don't necessarily think it's going to result on him not being a starter. I think.
What I'm saying is that I think it's going to be more than the first game. I think the way that comment was worded is to me that like he's going to be starting. He's definitely not starting the first game because he's definitely not going to be healthy in that window of time.
Yeah,
it's not like, oh, he's gonna be close and like he might be able to start the first game. It's like he's definitely not going to start the first game. So I don't know. Like
it's going to be a headache. Just all the Tottenham midfielders.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I do kind of like Solanke.
I do. I like him where he's going.
I picked him up in some drafts. I think Yuri Telemans is one of those players where he's like not very sexy, but he's a very efficient pickup.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You wouldn't feel great with him as your midfield 1, right?
Midfield 2.
You wouldn't be that bummed as a midfield 2.
No, midfield 2.
Yeah,
he's better. Well, he did better than like Morgan Rogers, only a couple down. But I think Morgan Rogers. I think he can improve this season. He just needs to be more consistent.
I think Morgan Rogers kind of fool's gold.
Not there.
His points per start. Okay, so he's getting drafted 36 with us. Let's look at what his ADP is right now.
28.
28th. His ADP is 28th.
Yeah.
Do you know what his points per start were last year?
7.
9.5.
Huh.
That's like not good. That's like, you want to know the names that are, you know what name he's right next to on points per start?
Go on.
Darwin Nunez.
But how many games did Darwin Nunez play?
Well, I mean 8. But like, if anything, like that's a smaller sample size. But Morgan Rogers played 37 games and only was able to get a 9.5. Or had 37 starts. Morgan Rogers only 9.5 points per start. His ghost points per start was 6.
But still, 37 games, 9 points a game. It's better than having 5 points a game. I think it's a little bit more consistent, like more.
But what I'm saying is like, I think he's just a very boomer bust guy. Like you look at his WAR is 0.95, which is solid. So, but it's just to me that speaks to someone who is very boomer bust.
So as someone who picked him off as on the wire last year, he has games where like he'll have 2 assists, a bunch of key passes, like 20, 30 points. But then he's had multiple games where he played the entire game and he had 0 points or 1.52 points. So he is one of those players. From a midfielder, you generally don't get a lot of boomer bust players because top tier midfielders should have a higher floor than other positions. But for him, he was boomer bust, and he did have a very good year. I think he finished with 8 goals, 10 assists. And I know that's a player Enzo and I are also high on. Just watching him play, we do think he is going to get better.
So I think that's where I hear that argument that you think he's going to improve.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hear that, but I just feel like the points that he's scored, like the proof is not there for me.
Okay.
Really. How do we feel about Anthony Alenga?
I'm just, again, I think he's a really good player. I think he would have been better if he stayed at friggin' non-forward.
I don't know. I feel like he'll have more opportunity. I think it's just a matter of now. It's just a matter of he's going to be getting all the starts.
Yeah. That's the question mark. Definitely the question mark.
Dico, you have it ranked pretty low. You're feeling good about him?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about him. Yeah, I think he's going to get the starts, and especially obviously if Isak leaves, that kind of changes it. But with Isak being in the middle, taking up so much attention, I think Elanga could have a pretty big year.
Nice. Okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Savio Doku, interesting that they've started to separate. They separate for us at least 35, 40. I have them ranked back to back. You guys have them what?
I bet.
Savio 36, 46, 30. Doku 37, 48, 41.
I have them basically back to back 46 and 44.
But so Tico has a big difference between them. And what's that? Because when I looked at it, I saw Savio started a bunch of games in the middle of the season, but he was just absent at the end of the year. So I'm a little nervous about that.
I think Savio is more flexible as a player. That's why I have him ranked higher than Doku.
Okay.
I just think about how we spoke about it several times about waking up at fucking 4:30 in the morning and seeing which one's going to fucking start and which one isn't.
Yeah, that's obviously horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't wish that upon anyone.
Think of all those times where you have him in your lineup and you forgot to wake up.
Oh, and they scored 20 points. Oh.
And he subs in and scores?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, but how about if you have him in your lineup and you forget to wake up and then you get a pleasant surprise? Shit, he started and he put up 30 points.
Yeah.
You just go with it.
Yeah.
You just roll the dice with him.
Yeah.
Anthony Robinson, 28th in our aggregate rankings. I'm 24th, 30th, 36th. I think he's the second defender off the board. I think the concern is that he's not going to be able to replicate 11 assists again, right?
Yep.
Yep.
That's the worry. I think he could do it, but that's a tough feat, man. It's a tough one.
Didn't he tail off towards end of the year last year?
Yeah.
He did a little, right, Enzo?
Yeah, he did. He started tailing off. He went for a really bad patch, like 6 games where he didn't. I think he had like sub 8 points.
Was there was there an injury or just?
He's injured right now, so I think there must have been something. And then he didn't play. He didn't play with the U.S. team over the summer because he was just resting and stuff. So I mean, that's a positive.
So he had a minor injury.
Yeah.
Right knee. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we're getting into the juicy part of the draft.
Yep.
I mean, we're kind of jumping around a little bit. I'll try to be a little more linear with it, but I do want to talk about Johan Wissa. I don't know what everyone's seeing in him. I hear rumors about potentially him going somewhere too.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I think there's a couple of things.
If he goes to Tottenham, he's back up, right? Solanke, maybe him and Solanke are switch competing, which I don't love.
No.
If he goes to Newcastle, he's definitely not going to start ahead of Isak. So maybe there's games where they both start. But I don't love that either.
But Wissa can play on the
at
left.
Brentford, he's not going to have his Batman. You know, he's Robin and Wembley's Batman.
But maybe Wissa's Batman and Damsgaard is Robin. You never know if he stays at Brentford. I think Wissa can also play on the left too, so he could be
That's true. Wissa can play off the left.
So maybe you see
that's
that.
where that the Tottenham thing makes more sense.
Yeah.
Then, huh?
Mm-hmm. That would make more sense. But I like Johan Wissa, but he's not. I don't think he's top tier, but he's borderline.
Higo, you have Wissa and Elanga ranked pretty high, and I think is that also just partially the scarcity of forwards.
Yeah, it is forwards. I do like forwards, and it's pretty much what you said. Not a lot of depth at the forward position. You only can play 3, so I think having 3 good forwards is a pretty big difference maker. I think it's a big advantage.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm interested that Iwobi. We've talked about him, and I thought he was going too early in drafts, but I feel like he's starting to settle in a decent place, which is
third round. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Someone who's jumped up a lot, João Pedro.
We
were going from 2 weeks ago talking about how his fantasy career is ruined and we'll never see him again, and all of a sudden now he's I was seeing mocks where he was going as early as the second round.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Matt, he might be putting up second round production. To be honest, I mean, would you guys be surprised?
I wouldn't be
surprised.
But I also wouldn't be surprised when he punches someone in the face and gets a red card. So,
no, he plays for Chelsea now. It's not going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes the year on 15 goals, about 7 assists.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Solid numbers, and with a decent amount of ghost point, a pretty high ghost point floor for a striker. You know, more so than others, just the way he plays and how he kind of drops in the midfield and stuff.
I'd probably switch him and Marmoush on my rankings that I have him at. That's what I would do.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah,
because I'm banking on him scoring goals. That's what I was banking.
Are you banking on him starting every game?
That's the thing too.
That was the thing I was thinking about. But then as I start going through the list of Man City players, it's like a fucking Rolodex. how many do they fucking have?
I totally agree. I also think like I just don't know how the City team is going to line up, and I'm really nervous about like. It's not so much that I don't think Marmoush could have a great year. It's just that the risk of him not having a good year is too there for where he's going. Like to risk your third round pick, or Enzo, in your case, like what would be your second round pick potentially on a guy that you're not 100% sure that he's going to be starting a lot of games. To me, it's just this is like not a fun way to draft for me personally.
You know, it'd be scary though if you look at. So I am 16th, and what is like Wirtz like he's like 6 or 7. You can get Wirtz and Marmoush. Ugh, I'm not sure how I feel about that too. If you're going to be drafting,
Just you're going all gas, no brakes, all upside.
More gas, no brakes.
Yeah, so then it's Matoma, Morgan Gibbs White. I think Tico, you're a little bit lower than him on us.
Is Gibbs White a Tottenham player or not yet?
Not yet, technically no.
Technically not. I'm still waiting for this shit to go through because we got the Here We Go, but Nottingham Forest, like they're going through some shit right now. They got legal action going on.
Yeah, they're dragging their feet for sure.
Dude, they snitched on fucking Crystal Palace. Like,
I think I just have him low because of the midfield rotation, even though I think he will get playing time.
I think he'll start.
Yeah, but at the same time, like it is just so many new players in the midfield. It's such a clusterfuck, you know.
Yeah, but
and it's Tottenham, so it makes it a more.
You're like hoping you pick the right Tottenham player, or like the right Man City player, and they fucking start every game. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's what you're hoping. I actually, Tico, to your point, I kind of agree. Maybe I would rather probably start or pick up a few guys that I know. Like I might go Foden and Iwobi if I was looking for a midfielder over Gibbs White, and same with Matoma.
God, to take away the name.
It's just when you really think about it, it's just Tottenham just stressing me out. Tottenham.
Hey, welcome my
world.
world.
Also gonna add the Tottenham stench on it. So
whoa! There's no fucking stench. You know what's on there? Europa stench. That's what's.
You guys gonna wear a badge on your shirt?
I don't know.
Going to the Europa League?
I don't know.
Is that just a
badge on my shirt?
He's not used to winning trophies, Keith. He doesn't know how those things work.
All right, keep going.
I'm gonna go look this up.
Okay, let's talk Ekiteke. I'm 21. You guys both have him 17. So that puts him, when you're looking at the forwards around him, it's Marmoush, João Pedro, and then it's like Ollie Watkins, Semenyo, Jared Bowen, which are like a little ways higher up. We all have clear.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in that range, what's your thought process like?
10 goals, 8 assists. But my other thing I think of, who was the last striker that actually scored a lot of goals for Liverpool who played number 9? Was it Suarez? Because after that was
I was literally thinking that far back too.
Yeah, because you think about it, they had Jota, they had Firmino, they were more utility. Setting them up. They were more utility players. And with it, Ekiteke having 8 assists last season, he did have 10 goals. You'd hope he can reproduce those numbers. But is he going to be setting up Wirtz and Salah instead?
He seems very Firmino-esque in what I've read about and what I've seen of him, is that he definitely is very much can set play up and can make plays, is a bit of a playmaker and stuff. And that's not a bad thing necessarily.
No, it isn't.
She's not your traditional striker.
But I still think that where he's going would be a good spot for him.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a tricky one. I think it's just the uncertainty of the league thing too, and the fact that he went to PSG when he was younger and it didn't work out. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I've seen it framed both ways, But I also think the same thing with Wirtz that we've talked about, where when you go to Liverpool, the way that their team is set up, they do such a good job. They're such a well-run organization that they put you in a position to succeed more so than a lot of teams do.
Yeah, I hear you.
So Martin Odegaard, me and Tico are much closer on him. Enzo, you're pretty far off. You're not a believer that he's going to have a bounce back season.
I think he's going to be come on, third round isn't bad for Odegaard. Honestly,
I'd be ecstatic.
Third round isn't bad for Odegaard. I'd rather have Enzo Fernandez ahead of him, Gordon ahead of him.
Really?
I'd rather have both.
Gordon I get, but Enzo, it's a little.
If you see the way Enzo Fernandez played in the Club World Cup, I'd rather have Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah.
Also, if you see his stats from last year, Enzo Fernandez, we're talking 11.4 points per start, 8.6 ghost points per start, 1.43 WAR, 32 starts. You're pretty low on him.
I have to move Enzo up. I think we talked about I think last week's podcast after like the way he was playing. I thought it was fool's goal last year, but especially with the Club World Cup, the way he performed, I think I'm gonna probably move him up.
Yeah. Munez, I'm 13. Tico's I'm 11, which is good. Enzo, obviously, continues his not loving drafting a defender. You'll never see him at 28. Obviously, I think if he drops like the late second, you're pretty stoked.
Yeah.
For a guy that finished 7th in points overall, starts a lot of games, has about 6 goals, 4 assists. From a defensive position, I don't know. I think that's a pretty spicy one. Amad Diallo, we've kind of talked about. Dwight McNeil. What do we need to talk about Mount Diallo? I think like maybe just the concerns about positionally where he's going to be with Mbeumo, Cunha, Bruno Fernandes. If they sign another striker, is he going to be playing wing back?
He's going to be playing wing back.
Are you really going to be excited about having a wing back
you look
as your second pick?
Well, I think you've said it a bunch of times about his points per start. Well, he can produce from there.
He has good points per start. Amad Diallo, points per start, 15.3. Ghost points per start, 9.6. He also overperformed his XG quite a bit, I think, by like 3 or 4 goals. And it wasn't like, it's not like he had a lot of goals.
No.
So I think he had 8 goals and his XG overperformance was like +4 or something, or +3, which is quite a bit. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's one where it's like high risk, high reward, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight McNeil we like.
Yeah.
I think it's tough for me to swallow drafting him this early, but like the numbers don't lie.
Yep.
Right. We're getting to like the final, like this area, Ollie Watkins. I think it's going to be really hard to see Ollie Watkins ever going in the first round, but I think early second is where he seems to be settling.
He's starting, unless they get a striker before the end of the transfer window. He's the only striker there, so he's going to play every fucking game.
Yeah, it's very true. And I think just the scarcity of strikers, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he drops a little bit if like Gyökeres comes in. And like I wouldn't be shocked if people are dropping him ahead of Ollie Watkins just because it's like the exciting, sexy new pick.
I think with Ollie Watkins, just how bad he was last year fantasy wise and how disappointing people were after being a first rounder. I think he could be someone that's pretty much a league winner for you if he goes back to like 90% of what he was from like the previous couple of years.
Man, you want to know something crazy? Watkins had points per start 10.8, which is not bad. But yeah. To your point, for a first rounder, he's a bust at that, essentially. But his ghost points per start, 4.9.
Oof.
He was so goal dependent.
Yeah.
But was he a ghost point person before?
Not necessarily. I'm just calling it out. I mean, I think the season that he was really good 2 seasons ago, remember how many? It was like he had an outrageous amount of assists.
Double digits on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's where like that tailed off. And then obviously he wasn't starting enough games. Like he started 31 games, actually more than I thought he did, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah. It's considering the amount of rotation and stuff that they're actually, I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought there was going to be significantly less games that he started. All right, so we get into the final 12 here, guys.
Final 12. These are all the honestly, I don't think you could really go wrong where these guys are all going.
Yeah, I don't think you can really go wrong. I think we can have conversations about like who would like I like drafting 12th, 11th, 10th just does not feel great this year to me.
I like Bowen at 11.
You like Bowen at 11? Okay. Do you like Semenyo then? Would you like if you get Bowen at 11 or Bowen at 12, who are you picking up as your next pick in like the 13, 14?
Do you go forward because he's classed as a forward now, or do you go?
I mean, you can. I mean, I see people do it.
But you see it right here. Would you pick Dwight McNeil over Ollie Watkins or Semenyo? No, exactly. So you'd have to go Bowen, Semenyo, or
yeah. I mean, Semenyo. So Tico has him. I mean, consensus-wise, I think Semenyo's probably close to 12th in ADP. Mm-hmm. Tico has him not ranked super high. Tico, what's that about?
Just not enough goals and assists.
Yeah, his ghost points don't do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that big as much of a ghost points guy as Enzo is.
Okay.
Interesting. Ebrecha Eze, I like Tico, but you do like him.
Okay.
And it's not like he had tons and tons of goals and assists.
I think it comes down to one of those things where I've watched him play and a lot more, and just his style of play, his dribbling, all of that stuff. I think he's just a solid player, and I'm a fan of his game.
You know what? I hate to admit this, but me and Tico do have like similar ways that we look at players. Sometimes he might talk a lot of shit, but he's doing everything he said. I could have said, but he would.
You know, like remember that when he was just standing in front of the ball waiting for the defender to like attack him, he was just standing there. Yeah,
like
sometimes it's stuff like that gets me.
It's like this is the same reason why Tico likes that one player that does the Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean?
It's also he also like last year was a down year for him. The year before he put up 15.1 points.
Yeah, but the difference was that Elise was there.
That was with Elise, I'd say. But yeah,
it was. But still, you know,
I would pick Bowen over Eze. To be honest,
I have Bowen ahead of Eze as well. We both do. I think just the consistency in like I like it, and also I think the forward scarcity because I like when I've done some mocks. If you take Eze, like I don't know, I just feel like taking a forward early is so huge. So then in the second round or the third round, you're not as like I need to take a forward.
Yeah.
Like you can be like, oh, like a nice midfielder fell to me, and I have the luxury of taking. I don't feel like so pressured to take a forward here and like reach for a forward.
Can I comment on that? Why do you feel like you have to go midfield forward, or like you can't go 3 midfielders in a row?
I think you can. I just think that there's a scarcity of forwards this year, and so when you do go 3 midfielders in a row, you're looking at like a Raul Jimenez as your forward one.
That's fine, but if you're taking the best player available, not going by position, you could have, let's say, you go 3-4 midfielders in the first round, so you have 4 solid midfielders. As you build your team, you can. There's also trades, waiver wires, all of that stuff, and there's always going to be players that break out that you don't think, you know, before the draft they're not going to be ranked as high, that they have a great year. So if you take the best player available, and then you could always make trades.
Yeah.
So that's why the idea of like, oh, you know what, let me just take a lesser player just because of a positional reason. To me, I think that's just a bad draft.
Well, no, I don't think it's. I don't think it's bad or good. I think it's just a tactic that we use. Like
I think it's like Tico, I think to your point, like if it's between taking a lesser player, then I agree. But I think like when you're looking at I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Like if I'm sitting in the third round and I have 2 midfielders and it's like the options between like taking Pedro Neto or Alex Iwobi, I would, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't feel great about I would feel not great about taking Pedro Neto because I think Alex Iwobi is going to offer more value there. Mm-hmm. So I would maybe be forced to do that. So like in that sense, I like, to me, because I like my rankings or my like, you know, my tiers and stuff. But like, but then like, all of a sudden, like Dominic Solanke, I'm much more interested in. Mm-hmm. I would like, I think Alex Iwobi and Dominic Solanke are a little closer to me, and I would probably be like, okay, like even though I technically have Alex Iwobi ranked higher with 2 midfielders, like I don't mind like a slight reach on like a Dom Solanke there.
Mm. I get that part, but I'm just saying in general, like, you know, taking the lesser player. If it's a coin flip, then yeah, go with what position you need. But if the players are similar, but just overall, when they're like, oh, people feel like I don't have enough midfielders, so I should, reach for a midfielder, even though there are better options on the board, like a forward or a defender. That's what I'm.
I see what you're saying, because you can have more midfielders and forwards. I see what you're saying. It's just, I don't think it's right or wrong. I'm not saying anyone's right or anyone's wrong. It's just the tactic that you have. And if you draft 2 great midfielders in the first 2 rounds, then great. But you're going to need a forward at some point.
Yeah, I also think you have to start at least one forward. So I think that's part of it too, Tico, is like, you're gonna have to start someone, and if you're relying on, a combination of Raul Jimenez and Brennan Johnson, you're not gonna do that.
You're not gonna be doing it.
Yeah, and I think too, like you have to think about position. Like when I look at midfielders, I think that they tend to be a more consistent position, and forwards tend to be like boom or bust. And this is very like general, But like I think if you don't have a strong forward, sometimes you're going to lose that chance to really go off and like it's less like, so I think you kind of like, that's when I think of balance. I think of it like, I want to have guys that are consistent. I want to have guys that any given week can absolutely explode. And I want to have guys that like keep my floor at a healthy position as well.
Got it. All right.
Okay. Then we get into this weird, that's interesting so Brian Mbeumo for us is 9. So we all have ranked 9. The
only player that all of us ranked the same.
That's funny.
Yep, only one. And now you can change that to Man United.
Oh, I officially can, right?
Oh, by the way, and you guys will have a Europa patch. It's something
nice
like this.
Well, maybe it's on the jersey that's coming tomorrow.
Brian Mbeumo, are we liking him?
At Man United, like I think the combination of him and Cunha could be really good. Could be. But again, it's Man United. so I'm not sure.
So I think for me, like 7, 8, 9, you have it's really going to be like in general. It's like in a lot of mocks. It looks like it's going like Words, Cunha, and Mbeumo are the options there.
Yeah.
I personally like the upside of Words,
Mm-hmm.
and I just get really nervous about United players. Tico, you seem to be the opposite. You seem like you're kind of in on the United guys.
Yeah, I'm in on the United guys, and coming to a new league, not to beat a dead horse. And then we talked about players coming from the German league tend to struggle a little bit more in the EPL the first year. So to me, I'd rather go with the player who's been in the league for a few years and has produced on a lesser team.
So you don't lesser than Man United? Not too much lesser, right?
Lesser.
That's what you just said. You're talking about Cunha, right?
Yeah.
I think they were only one position away from United.
No. Mbeumo.
Oh, Mbeumo.
Mbeumo and Word.
So Mbeumo went to a lesser team. Where did Brentford finish?
Where did Tottenham finish?
That's not what we're fucking talking about, you piece of shit.
No, but I'm just saying in general, like the expectation for United are going to be better today, right? Not today, this year.
We said that last year.
They can't get much worse.
They can't get much worse.
Technically, they can.
Fucking rattled. He's rattled, Keith.
No. Think about the players they got the last couple of years. Højlund, Xerxes, people who came from outside of the league. This year, the players the transfers coming in, Cunha from the EPL, and Mbeumo from the EPL. Teams that historically have not been great teams, and they've produced those numbers. So saying that, I get it, United was shitty, but the fact that they're going there, United is going to be a much better team.
Okay. Attacking wise, I don't know about defensively or in the midfield. I think that's where the concerns are more.
I don't think defensively they were like terrible, to be honest.
I don't think they were either. I hate to say it. They just didn't score goals. So this is them trying to fix that. So I hear you. I honestly, I wouldn't be mad at any three of those of 7, 8, 9. But I would prefer Wirtz because of the upside.
I think we're in agreement there. I think
I would go Wirtz.
I think the one upside of Cunha and Mbeumo is that they're forwards.
Yeah, so I'd go Wirtz, Cunha, and Mbeumo. That's how I'd rank them.
Yeah, that's what you have. I think I'm similar.
But the thing with Wirtz is like, what's their front four going to look like? What position is he going to play? I think there's more clarity on the Manchester United front.
But he's gonna play.
Yeah, because
I'm not concerned about
That's a weak argument because he's gonna play with the money they spent.
Yeah,
no, of course he's gonna play, but does his value change? Depends where he plays. That's essentially what I'm trying to say.
Anywhere he played for Leverkusen, anywhere he plays for Germany, he puts up numbers. So
I think he'll be fine.
I think he'll be fine.
Okay, let's move on. Cunha is 7 for us, and then it gets interesting. We have some different opinions here. Isak in the 6. I have him 5th. Enzo's in 5th. Higo's in 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Erling Haaland next. I think those are pretty close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Haaland has a slightly better, less dependency on goals and assists than Isak, and I think they're both not the most durable. Like they both have had their injury issues. Yeah. I think they're very similar in a lot of ways. I have him 4th. Enzo's in 6th. He goes in 5th.
I think the key thing. Am I wrong that Isak's more goal dependent, but Haaland actually has a decent ghost points per start?
It's not. I wouldn't call it decent, but it's not as bad as you think. Erling Haaland, points per start 14, ghost points per start 17. It's not that great. Yeah, but it's not as bad as you might think just if you were watching him play. Yeah. Okay, this is what I kind of want to talk about Bruno Fernandes a little bit. I've been thinking about him a lot recently, and I've actually bumped him all the way down to 6th in my rankings. I would rather draft Haaland and Isak ahead of him.
Oh, really?
Partially because of strikers, partially because I think there's a lot of people that have been talking about United and how it is like, can we really support drafting 3 United players in the top 10, 4 in the top 15? Like, it just seems like the amount of goals that have to score and all these factors just feels like that there's going to be a big L here, and people are kind of going back and forth between who's it going to be between Cunha and Mbeumo. And I'm kind of putting out that I think it might be Fernandes that actually struggles to get points, and that has a lot to do with the fact that he's going to be playing in the 6th the whole time. He's going to be further away from goal. He's not going to be crashing the box as much as he has with those guys ahead of him. He's going to be more of like the build-up play supplier, and obviously he'll be on penalties. Obviously, these things, like I still take him over the other 2 guys, but I'm think that this might be a year where he doesn't deliver the level of consistency that he has.
Interesting.
What do you guys think about that?
I hear what you're saying. I do, but Bruno doesn't matter how
he's Mr. Consistent.
he's Mr.
I mean, I
Consistent.
totally, I know.
And it doesn't matter how shit this Man United team is. He doesn't underperform. He doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to underperform. I think he's still going to be great. I think just what there's going to be needed from him is going to be different than in years past. He's not going to have to be the guy that steps up and scores and delivers those things when he has these other names in this team.
Okay.
And I think he's going to potentially be doing other things for them a little bit.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So United has 4 players ranked in the top 20 on the ADP.
Yeah,
including Diallo. But I think the way they kind of get their points, all of them are kind of unique. And Buemo, obviously, goal scoring wise, that's where he kind of gets most of his points. Cunha takes on dribbling, and for Bruno, I think he's gonna get a lot of those passes.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm thinking.
But obviously, the more players around him, it might drop off. But at the same time, like, he also has more weapons to kind of do his thing, less attention on him.
That's just so.
Like right now, you could make both sides of the argument, and then looking at his years ever since he joined United, his worst year he averaged 12.2 points per game.
Totally. It's a big call. What I'm saying is like that's not the norm. I'm just saying that I'm concerned about. I think of all the things I'm concerned about how far back he's playing. He's playing in a 6 now. He's playing alongside like a Casemiro or an Ugarte, where he's going to be asked to be doing a lot more of the build-up play and a lot less of like the box crashing, a lot less of those things because he's going to have like those guys ahead of him. Kind of like when we talk about like Bruno Guimaraes from 2 years ago, where he's going to be like last year he's asked to do less, so his points dropped off significantly.
So let me ask you this question, Keith, just off the top of your head, from like let's say the top 10 players you have ranked. Who are you the most confident that will play the most games in the most minutes?
I mean, Bruno Fernandes could definitely be up there. I think he's going to play a lot of games, a lot of minutes. I think Saka's up there. I think Cole Palmer's up there.
Yeah. I think those are the top 3, I would say. And Bruno, just because his longevity, how many years he's been doing it, and the guy doesn't really move. I would think I would put Bruno as number 1, and in that sense. And I think that's a huge thing because obviously, like, you know, if you get a first round player, look at like with Erling Haaland, he got hurt last year, and you know all of his fantasy owners were kind of screwed.
I hear you. Look, the best attribution is availability. The best
ability is availability.
The best attribute is availability.
Either way, tomato. Tika, I hear your point, and I think that's why. I still have him above Cunha and above Mbeumo, but I'm just projecting in the potential that he does a little there's a drop off.
Again, are you really mad if you get Haaland at his sack before Bruno?
I mean, we're splitting hairs.
Yeah, you're splitting fucking hairs right now. The one thing I do like what's coming up is one of Tico's fucking calls, which I'm not gonna lie, I sort of like it.
Which one are you talking? So we have Salah, and then what? Cole Palmer. Tico's taking Cole Palmer 1 overall.
Yeah, I like it.
Bukayo Saka.
I like it. And I like where his head's at because I put Salah 3rd also just because of literally just because of AFCON and history of him playing shit after AFCON. He's just got a new contract. I think he's chilling, and I think you have
Salah 2nd.
Oh, sorry.
We'll change it. Yeah.
I just think that's a great idea because there's so many more attacking options now at Liverpool that he doesn't have to be the main focus. Do I still think he's going to take a shit ton of shots? Yeah. Do I still think he's going to run into the box? Yeah. Do I think he's going to score goals? Yeah. But he doesn't have to do it every game. But I like it.
But he most likely will be doing it every game.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, again, more likely than not. But all these guys are another year older too.
Yeah.
But I like the Cole Palmer shout. I think I think also him playing, like, I don't know, like playing more in the middle of the pitch or coming in off the left, similar to Saka. Mm-hmm. I think they're pretty comparable. Like if I was the 1-1 and it's between Saka and Palmer, I might just go Palmer because I'm a Chelsea fan. I don't think it's like that much of a difference that I'd feel like the need to draft Saka over Palmer. Like I think they're pretty darn comparable as far as what they can do.
I'm fucked either way if I get 1st or 2nd pick. Fucked.
Why are you fucked?
Because Bukayo Saka and Palmer is fucking Arsenal and Chelsea for me. I'm gonna have to pick one of them.
Go Mo Salah.
I could go Mo Salah, but I don't like the AFCON thing.
Or you could try, if you get the first overall pick, you just try and trade with someone who really wants the first overall pick.
Yeah, you could also go with Haaland. I mean, he was the consensus number 1 pick for the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's true. We'll see. I doubt I'll get the 1st pick.
Yeah. Well, that's it, guys. That's our rankings. We're gonna make these available, soon. So we'll probably when the episode comes out, we'll tweet out the episode and we'll tweet out a link to our rankings for you guys to check out. And yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about briefly before we get out of here? This has been a long one. Holy shit, this has been a long one.
Nearly 2 hours, bro. I didn't even realize until I looked at the clock.
But guys, I have the way too early first parlay ready.
Oh
Plus
boy,
2,500.
let's hear it.
Here we go. Go on.
All right, week 1, Liverpool over Bournemouth. Liverpool's minus 285. Obviously, Liverpool.
Yeah.
West Ham over Sunderland. Plus 124. Tottenham over Burnley. They're minus 260. City over Wolves, which are minus 212, which is an amazing bet just in itself. Like minus 212 is pretty good. Chelsea over Palace, minus 172. And then Everton over Leeds United at plus 173.
Let's lock that in. I love it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I love it. Let's absolutely go for it. Let's get a win under our belts early there.
Just like we did last season.
Just like we did last season, we didn't win again. We did win, just not as much.
We did.
We thought we were gonna be rich though.
Yeah, after we were on it. All right,
guys.
Close it out, Keith.
This has been episode 98 of Dropped Offsides. My name is Keith. I'm with Tico and Enzo. Follow us at Dropped Offsides everywhere. This has been a fun one. It's been a long one, but it's fun. Like looking over rankings, a lot of the good stuff comes out of this. So hopefully you enjoyed it.